So, what if you had a key that could unlock absolute clarity in pretty much any situation? Well, today we're diving into exactly that. It's called the 5W1H method, and it's this super simple framework that might just change the way you think and communicate for good. You know the feeling, right? You get that meeting invite, and the subject line just says Project Sync. And you're left thinking, okay, what project? Who's even going to be there? What am I supposed to bring? It's that kind of vagueness that doesn't just confuse people, it wastes so much time. But imagine if you had a kind of mental checklist you could run through. Something to cut through all that noise and make sure you never miss a critical detail again. Well, that tool actually exists, and it's so simple and easy to remember, it honestly feels like a secret weapon for clear communication. What makes this tool so sticky is its, let's say, unusual nickname. As you can see, it's called the 5 wives and 1 husband method. Yeah, a little strange, maybe. But is it unforgettable? Absolutely. Okay, so the more formal name is the 5W1H technique, sometimes called the Kipling method. Really, all it is at its heart is a structured way of asking questions. It's designed to make sure you gather all the essential information so that every key detail is covered, leaving zero room for confusion. All right, so let's meet this family of questions. We're going to break down the 6 simple prompts that are really the backbone of this whole powerful method. First up, everything starts with people. The first question is who? And this one forces you to get really clear on roles and responsibilities. It's all about identifying every single person or group that's involved in a situation. So you'd ask questions like, who is actually responsible for getting this done? Who are we trying to reach? Who's the target audience? Or even more simply, who needs to be in this room? Answering the who gets everyone on the same page from the get-go. Okay, once you know who's involved, you need to nail down the what. This is the absolute core of the issue. It defines the specific subject, the action you need to take, or the goal you're aiming for. Without a clear what, you're basically flying blind. So you'd ask things like, what exactly is the problem we're trying to solve here? What is the #1 goal of this project? Or what specific things need to be done right now? See, without a clear what, you're really just spinning your wheels. Then we have where. Now, this one might seem super obvious, but you'd be shocked at how often it gets overlooked. This question grounds the whole situation in a specific location, and that could be a physical place or, a virtual space, like a video call. It's as simple as asking, where did this issue actually happen? Where are we going to hold the workshop? Or where is this resource needed the most? Answering where just gives the whole thing a physical or digital home. Of course, context isn't just about space, it's also about time. And that brings us to when. This question is all about timing. It helps you set up schedules, deadlines, and the right order of events. Just think about it. When did this problem first pop up? What's the timeline for the whole project, from start to finish? And maybe the most important question for a lot of us, when is the absolute final deadline? When creates that all-important urgency and structure? Now we get to what might be the most powerful question of them all, why? This one moves you past the what and helps you uncover the reason behind it all. This is the question that truly defines your purpose. Asking why really makes you dig deeper. Why are we even launching this feature? Why did the system fail in the first place? Why is this meeting even necessary? When you answer the why, you make sure your actions are actually meaningful and not just busy work. And finally, we have how, the lone husband from our little mnemonic. This question is all about the method. It's where you outline the process, the steps, and exactly how you're going to get things done. So you ask, how are we actually going to build this? How does this new process even work? How are we going to measure success? How is what turns a great idea into an actionable plan? And this really shows you the critical partnership between why and how. Why is your purpose? It's the engine that drives you. And how is the method, the map that gets you there. You have to have both. Because think about it, a really strong why without a clear how is just a daydream. And a how without a why, well, that's just pointless busy work. Okay, so that's the theory, but what does this look like in the real world? Let's move from theory to practice and see this method in action. Remember that vague Project Sync meeting from the beginning? Let's fix it using the 5W1H method. Okay, who? The design and marketing leads. What?
To finalize the Q3 launch visuals. Where? On the main company video call link. When? This Thursday at 2 p.m. Why? To get final approval before the deadline. And how? By reviewing 3 mockups and holding a vote. See that? Instantly, all the confusion is just gone. That's the power of this.
And this thing goes way beyond just fixing bad meeting invites. I mean, look at this. The 5W1H method is used all over the place. It's a total cornerstone in business and management for project planning. It's absolutely essential for creative writers trying to build a believable story. And honestly, it's just incredibly useful for everyday problem solving, from planning a vacation to figuring out why your Wi-Fi is so slow. So after all that, what's the big takeaway here? I want you to think of this method as your new thumb rule for getting to clarity. So what's the real magic here? Well, it all comes down to ensuring a comprehensive understanding of any situation. You can almost think of it as an insurance policy against ambiguity. By just walking through these 6 simple questions, you are systematically getting rid of your blind spots and making sure no critical information gets left behind.
Look, this isn't just some neat communication trick, it's a new way of thinking. It's a simple framework that gives you the power to bring clarity to any kind of complexity. So I'll just leave you with this question. What problem are you going to solve first with your new thumb rule? Go on, give it a try and see what you uncover.